Hey, it's Randy at Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $10,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 74-year-old female. Now, first thing I recommend you do is go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we've got these free quoters on just about every page. All you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We're licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount. Enter your birthday, the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies that offer the lowest rates based off your age, gender, and the state that you live in. And it's a really great way to shop for this insurance to find out what companies offer the lowest pricing. And then you can call us at 888-862-9456, and we can help you understand what you qualify. And you'll be able to see the best insurance companies at the best rates based off your age, gender, and the state that you live in. And we really recommend that because you'll be able to see all the different companies out there and compare them. And then give us a call at 888-862-9456. And one of our agents can help you understand exactly what company is going to be best and help you apply for coverage if that's what you want to do. Now, one of the first things we always recommend for a 74-year-old female looking at $10,000 worth of insurance is just considering, is $10,000 going to be appropriate for your final expense needs? Now, final expense needs, we would typically look at either a cremation or a burial. Now, for cremation, there's two options. There's the cremation where you just get cremated and you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. That's going to be between $1,000 to $2,000 on average right now. If you're going to have some sort of a service or a ceremony with that cremation, we're probably looking at $3,500 to $4,500 as of right now, just depending on what part of the country you live in. Now, as far as coverage goes, we would typically recommend or help people with that cremation where they come home in a cardboard box or an urn, typically help people with around $5,000 to $7,000. Now, you might be going, well, Randy, hold on. You said the cremation is going to be $2,000 and you're recommending $5,000 worth of coverage. Well, that's what most people get. And the reason they do that is, your 74-year-old female, 74 years old, and probably wants to make it to age 84, maybe even a little older. And we know that the pricing does go up over time due to inflation. Prices go up on everything. So what we can do is we can actually lock in the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money because we're qualifying at current age, not future age. So it saves money that way. And what it also does is it just inflation proofs the plan so that if you do live a long time, your family members aren't going to have to come up with any extra money. And it also, if you died, early on, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years or so, there's extra money available in case there's some unexpected expenses, like maybe funeral bills or, credit card bill that you expected to get paid off, but you didn't live long enough and all that stuff. So it works really great, protects both in the long term and the short term. Now, as far as that cremation and the ceremony, most people would get probably $7,000 to $10,000. Again, same concept, we're inflation proofing the plan for the long term, providing extra coverage in the short term for unexpected expenses that you would have gotten paid if you just, lived a longer time. Now, for a burial, the average cost of a burial in the United States right now is right around $10,000. And if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with a $10,000 check, they should help you out. It's hard to imagine they would say no and tell you to walk out the door, because then you could just walk a couple blocks down the road to one of their competitors and get them to take your money. But just understand, that's kind of the cost that it is right now. It's not going to be anything fancy. It's going to be kind of bare bones for $10,000. But, if that's all you can afford, get that right now, because that takes care of your most immediate needs. But typically, most 74-year-old females, we're looking at probably $10,000 to $15,000. If there's going to be some extraordinary expenses like transporting a body out of state or something like that, that might be enough to go up to $20,000. But on average, $10,000 to $15,000, somewhere in that range is going to be appropriate. Now, sometimes somebody will say, hey, I want to get my final expenses done. I need to do that. But, burial, cremation, whatever that is. But I also want to leave money behind for the kids. So can you tell me what 30, 40, 50,000 would be? So say we run a 50,000 rate for them. And then they go, oh, hey, I'm on Social Security disability. I can't do 50,000. You know what? If I can't do that, if I can't do everything I want, I'm not going to do anything. We have to kind of have a conversation with them and say, hey, you walked in here and you wanted to for sure take care of your final expenses, burial or cremation, and getting money to the children or family members would be nice to do, not a must to do. So, the reason the prices are high is because you waited until age 74. So why don't we do this? Why don't we just get the final expense taken care of, and we can always revisit it later and get a separate policy for the kids just to leave money behind. And that works so well for most people. You know, if money's not an issue, you can do it all at once. But for most people, it is a bit of an issue. So, you know, we at least want to take care of the final expenses, because if you don't, if you say, hey, if I can't do anything, I'm not going to, or if I can't do everything, I'm not going to do anything, then what that means is your kids are going to end up having to pay for this, or your family members. And they're probably going to have to put it on credit cards, and they're going to end up paying 26% interest. And it's probably going to take them years and years and years to get this paid off. So yeah, just don't do that to your family. Get the final expenses. We can help you out with that. Now, one thing we don't recommend is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. So you're probably familiar with Colonial Penn. You know, they've got those $9.95 commercials they're running. Whew, seems like every 7 minutes on the television, right? You probably didn't know this, though. That $9.95 plan, that's a 2-year waiting period plan. Yeah, yuck, right? You should never accept a 2-year waiting period plan if you qualify for first day coverage. So let us help you understand if you qualify for first day coverage. But Colonial Penn's not the only company out there with 2-year waiting periods. There's other companies out there like Mutual of Omaha, the United Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, gosh, so many other different insurance companies. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't fall for such nonsense. We help people with first day coverage all day long. So yeah, you know, so our 74-year-old female probably just got done watching a Colonial Penn TV commercial for $9.95, and she's probably thinking, oh my gosh, I waited until age 74. I outsmarted Colonial Penn. So the commercial was so slickly produced, it looks like I'm going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95. And then our 74-year-old female calls Colonial Penn and talks with an agent, or goes online and checks out the website like we're doing for you, and sees that 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, is only going to buy $802 worth of insurance. Now, you know, I don't know that there's any place in the United States where $802 would even pay for a cremation, where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. You know, and even if it did, this policy's got a 2-year waiting period. It's not going to pay out in the next 2 years. So why would you ever do that? Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever just shop on a price like this? Now, there's some people out there that say, you know, companies that offer these really low teaser rates, you know, that they really just, they don't want to sell you that plan because it's such a minuscule amount of coverage and it's such a minuscule amount of premium that they don't want to actually sell you the plan. They just want to get your information and get you in their marketing funnel. And then when they do get you on the phone, they'll happily show you, you know, that low rate and how minuscule or minimal that coverage is. And then they'll say, hey, that's not going to be enough. You need more coverage. And then they start upselling you to more coverage that's much more profitable for them. Now, we would never say Colonial Penn would do anything like that, but some people out there are fairly convinced that companies do that. And I guess you'll have to make your own determination based on the fact that you're only going to get $802 for $9.95. Now, the purpose of this video is to get $10,000 worth of coverage. So 10, I'm going to guess if 1 unit's 802, we're probably going to end up having to look at like maybe 12 units or something. I'm just guessing here. You're going to have to guess too, but see if I can, see, that's the challenge with Colonial Penn. You can't buy 10,000 on the nose. You got to play around with these funky units, and you always end up with these wackadoodle numbers instead of even numbers just because they sell by the unit and not by the coverage amount. That's how they can say $9.95, as low as $9.95 per unit. Really? Yikes. So here's as close as we're going to get, $10,426. And boy, that's going to be $130. Yikes. Roughly 130. Let's see what first day coverage would be. Here we go. Let's take a look. So we get we have 10,000 female, age 74, and we're going to click get quote. There we go. Let's go back and take a look here again, because this was roughly 10,000 for 130, and I want to show you this again. This is 10,000 here for 60, basically $67 rounded up. This is level coverage, first day coverage, right? So What would you rather have? $10,000 in first day coverage for around $66, or would you rather get right around $10,000 coverage and pay $130 roundabout? Yikes. Because you got to keep in mind, when you get a plan like Colonial Penns, it's $130, you're going to overpay that for the rest of your life. You know, you could get it for roughly $66, but you got to pay $130-ish, and you're going to get socked with a 2-year waiting period. So with Colonial Penn, that's going to be roughly $64 more a month than our first day coverage plan. So let's do the math on that. If you overpay $64 a month times 12 months, that's going to be roughly $768 more. And if our 74-year-old female makes it to age 84, you have ended up overpaying roughly $7,680 on a $10,000 policy in 10 years. Why would you ever get a plan that you're going to overpay in 10 years almost what the policy value is worth? That's why it's so important to get first day coverage. You should never get a 2-year waiting period plan if you qualify for first day coverage. So you need to be a smart consumer, and we can help you be a smart consumer. Just let us help you get qualified for these lower rates. We specialize in first day coverage or benefits. Let's take a look at some other companies here. And you'll be able to see all these different companies. Here we go. 60s. Well, here's one like Lumico. So, I mean, our lowest price is $66, and this is $80. So pretty close to $15 a month if we just round numbers. So $15 a month times 12 months, that's going to be an extra $180 a year. If our 74-year-old female lives to be age 84, you have ended up overpaying right around $1,800 more, roundabout. So think about this. If you were walking down the sidewalk and you had $1,800 in your wallet, would you ever open your wallet and just throw that $1,800 on the ground and keep walking and let people pick it up and put it in their pocket? No. Why would you do the same for an insurance company, right? Keep that $1,800 in your bank account, right? Let us help you get approved for the lowest price, because you lock in your savings the day you get approved, and you'll overpay every single month after. So let us help you out with that. Let's look at another company. Oh, here's one. Lincoln Heritage, fine company, I guess, but look at that. It is level coverage, but look at that pricing. Holy guacamole. Almost $98. So why are they so much more expensive? Well, Lincoln Heritage has a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly check, 2 or 3 different funeral homes to like get the lowest pricing and maybe do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. You got to pay for it. You end up paying for that. So that's basically $98 versus 66. So with Lincoln Heritage, you're going to end up overpaying right around $32 more a month. So let's do the math on that. $32 a month times 12 months, that's right around $384 a year. And if our 74-year-old female lived to age 84, you would end up overpaying with Lincoln Heritage. You'll end up overpaying right around $3,840, $3,840 roughly, roundabout. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth overpaying right around $3,840 to have an insurance company call 2 or 3 funeral homes, maybe do a couple other things that only takes an hour or so to do? A lot of people would say that's an amazing payday for the insurance company. And we would agree, holy cow, we'd rather see that $3,800 in your bank account rather than transferring that wealth over to an insurance company just because they do a couple of things that are, that can be done on your own and save a lot of money. In fact, what we do is we recommend us helping you get the lowest pricing. And then we've actually got a free funeral and estate planning guide on our website. You can download that and then print it out. And once it's printed out, fill it out. And all you do is write down who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. And then you keep that with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, your family members will go to that one place and they will have everything they need to take care of your arrangements after you're gone. And they will know that you not only loved and protected them financially, but you loved and protected them emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide, because all they'll need to do is open that funeral and estate planning guide and just read what you wrote down and then just follow through and execute your wishes and do everything that you said. And they'll know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you actually loved and protected them in death too, exactly when they would need you the most, but when you wouldn't be there. But you took care of this in advance. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So if you want to leave a legacy like that, reach out to us at Funeral Funds of America. So if you have an existing policy and you want us to price shop it to get the lowest rates, or you just want to add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you are looking for brand new coverage, you just have some questions about what might be most appropriate for you, or rates or anything like that, we can help you out with this. But we look forward to getting you the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.